Okay. So how did you come to Muay Thai in the first place?
I started Muay Thai because of an ex-boyfriend. He was into it when I met him, and he wanted me to start doing it as well. I started and I really liked it. It was mostly just for the fitness aspect of it. I loved the way my body was responding to the training. It was keeping me busy, out of trouble, keeping me healthy.
Yeah.
And I trained for maybe 5 years before I had my first fight. I never had any intentions of fighting whatsoever. I was too busy with my life, my family, my friends, my job, and I just enjoyed the training. Eventually, after 5 years, my trainer was like, "Oh, I got you a fight." I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll do it. I don't want to quit. I'm not a quitter, so I took the fight and loved it.
Yeah. And so did you start pursuing fights after that? Like you wanted to fight again and more? And
I knew right away, as soon as I stepped out of the ring, that I wanted to keep fighting. I'd lost, but I really, really loved the adrenaline rush that I got out of it. I knew that my weight was going to be a problem. I knew that it was hard to get decent fights in Canada. Too many rules, too many problems with promoters and whatnot. But I did attempt to do it in Canada for a while. I lasted maybe 2 years there with a total of 4 amateur fight or something, or maybe 5, I forget. But it was ridiculous. Like the amount of fights that you could get in a year was too much training for what you actually got in return.
And so how did you make the decision to come to Thailand for fighting?
Well, I wanted to keep fighting, and obviously I couldn't do it in Canada. So that's when I decided to come here to Thailand. I only intended to stay a year. At first I was really iffy about it because I had a good job, I had a house, I had my cats, I had a life going on there, and I was kind of scared to give it all up. And I came here first to check it out and really, really loved Thailand. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. So I came with the intention of staying for 1 year, and here I am 3 years later, still in Thailand. It's been a great experience.
How does it feel? You were training for a very long time without fighting, and now for 3 years you've been training with fighting. And so how do you see like the arc of your fighting career and how training is with or without fighting and training to fight and that type of thing?
I think the biggest difference is that once I came here and started fighting regularly, it became my job. So it was my only focus. I didn't have to worry about anything outside. I barely had any friends here. I didn't have to worry about family, friends, work. This was work.
Cats.
So cats. Cats were gone. Just have to worry about the chickens. What's that word?
Roosting?
Roosting in the morning. But that was the biggest change, just that it became my whole world, so I could dedicate myself to it 100%. Meanwhile, before in Canada, I couldn't. And it was hard after a while in Canada to motivate myself because I'd been training so hard in anticipating a fight, saying, oh, well, maybe next month you'll get one. Oh, well, maybe. So you're always, pushing it at a high level, but there's never any relief. Meanwhile, here, you're pushing it hard all the time, but you get to fight every 2-3 weeks if you want to. So you get that release of energy, I guess. You get to let go of everything, let it all out.
Did the fights get easier, or did they lose anything or gain anything as you were getting more and more of them?
You know what, at first the adrenaline rush was really intense, and the anxiety, like, oh my god, what am I doing? Should I really be fighting? Am I really good enough to be doing this? I train hard enough. And eventually that just sort of all went away, and it just became part of everyday life. It became another day at the office. And there's still some nerves, but not to the extent that it was before, which is probably a good thing because I don't think I could have coped with it. It's like going into an exam, that feeling you get, you're like, oh, I didn't study hard enough, I'm going to fail. And obviously you want to make your coaches happy, your trainers, your fellow fighters, the people who helped you get there. sort of lost track of the question. What was it again?
Oh, just how the feeling of fighting has changed.
Yeah, I'd say it just became part of my life. It became another day.
Yeah. At what point did you choose trying to reach 50?
When I decided to stay over a year, when I figured I was able to stay, when I realized I was able to stay, I decided to at least try to reach 50. I had a few goals that I wanted to achieve, and that was one of them. I figured I'd get to 50, and then if I wanted to keep going, I would keep going.
Yeah.
I decided not to keep going.
Did you reach the other goals as well?
I did. I got to fight King's birthday. I got to fight Queen's birthday. I got to fight for a North Thailand Champions belt. I got to fight for a WMC belt. I fought numerous times on live Thai television. The only one thing I didn't get to do was fight for a WMC world title belt. I got to fight for an intercontinental belt, but not world title. So,
is that just because the chance didn't come up, or because of your size?
Yeah, the opportunity didn't come up. It's my size as well. Same with, I got to fight in the Evolution show in Australia. Which was really cool, but I wanted to go back, but once again, nobody my size in Australia to fight, so no chance to fight on the Evolution show again.
Yeah.
The first time I had to give up a lot of weight. Figured I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool that you got to do all of those things, though.
Yeah, I fought. My career has mostly involved fighting Thai girls. I fought the Australian girl. I fought a girl from Spain. Korea, I fought Canadians, Americans, but mostly on average they multiply. Some of them look like boys, some of them look like women, who knows? You never know in this country what they really are.